On Press Perspective today, we touch upon the K-beauty trend that is reportedly turning heads worldwide. Do stay with us. Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Press Perspective. It's Wednesday, September 17th here in Seoul. I'm Min Sunhee. Beauty is no longer just in the eyes of the beholder, as Shakespeare claimed in his play The Merchant of Venice. Beauty is now also within the realm of the Korean wave. For more on this, I have Kwak Haemin with American Daily, the New York Times. Haemin, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
I also have Chloe Borgnon with French broadcaster France 24 here in the studio. Chloe, as always, it's great to have you here.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Haemin, we shall start off with you. Let's begin then with the definition of the Korean or K-beauty look.
Right, so K-beauty, it's more of a catch-all term that covers makeup, skincare, hair, fragrance, even wellness. But at the heart of it, it really reflects South Korean beauty values. In many ways, the foundation of K-beauty is South Korean culture itself, with roots that stretch deep into history. When I was reporting on a recent makeup blush story, it was about a blush trend, I was surprised to find just how far back these beauty values go, even as far as the Joseon dynasty, which is from the late 14th century to early 20th century. Back then, beauty was heavily influenced by Confucian philosophy, which emphasized inner virtues like character and temperament. Outward beauty was about balance and moderation. So the upper-class Joseon woman valued makeup that was more subtle and natural. You can still see the echoes of these values today. Korean beauty brands love using herbal ingredients similar to those from the past, and they focus heavily on skin health by having built-in sun protection, even in products primarily designed for coverage. Even pharmacies sell products that promote skin health and rejuvenation, not just over-the-counter medicine for your average cold. Of course, modern K-beauty has also been supercharged by what is being called the third K-wave, or the K-wave 3.0. Fans love keeping up with how their favorite stars are styled. They're eager to recreate the same makeup looks, and there's even a term called Kodak, which means cosmetic nerd. It's kind of a cute label for people who analyze idol photos posted on Instagram or Twitter X to figure out exactly which products were used, how they were used, where they were used. So K-beauty today is really a blend of two forces: traditional values that emphasize natural beauty and the high impact of K-pop and celebrity culture. Together, they create the signature look that continues to capture the world's attention.
Right, I actually love your report for the New York Times.
Thank you.
Right, Chloe, the French media has also been covering the growing presence of K-beauty in the global market. What aspects, Chloe, of K-beauty have been making headlines over in France, would you say?
I would say the main point, like the one that we see the most commonly, and that's the one that's been asked about by the media, is the economical point of view. So there was very recently an article by Le Monde from my Parisian colleagues, and then I also did like a year ago same kind of video for France 24. The idea is the exports are booming. South Korea is a third or fourth depending on the ranking that you're giving, but in exportation they're just either right above or right under Germany. And France being in the top three, they're obviously very interested in this new competitor and trying to see what's the deal with the people wanting to buy K-beauty, what's so interesting from the point of view from the foreign markets into K-beauty. So that's probably one of the points that's the most seen, being what K-beauty doing, how well is it doing, and why does everyone wants to buy K-beauty from outside of South Korea. Then obviously, there is, just like Haemin explained, there's also the trends that are being shown and explained very carefully, like the techniques that you should use for makeup, also the innovations, because I mean, K-beauty is very innovative. I still don't fully understand the electromagnetic ones, the ones that you're supposed to put on your skin to help the product get in. I've tried them, I don't know what's going on, but it's super effective, and it's the kind of thing that people also want to see, because I feel like innovation is really something that's at the heart of K-beauty, and that French people are interested in the media as well. And I mean, France is opening up to K-beauty. Well, I mean, we're all like selling a lot of cosmetic, but we're always ready to get some as well. And there've been like specialized shops that are selling the products, like some of the big brands. There's also K-beauty corners in the biggest shops in Paris. So like Le Printemps, which is one of the big luxury brands, or Monoprix, that's kind of high-end supermarket. They now have K-beauty sections. And I know that some of the big brands here have also been doing some very successful pop-ups in the, let's say, last 2 years now. They've been trying slowly, like putting their feet onto the French market and realizing it's working. And every time they do so, I mean, French media are also reporting on it and trying to understand what's going on.
Right, good to know. Haemin, what do you believe are the factors perhaps driving the global demand, if you will, for K-beauty products?
Yeah, so the global beauty market right now is huge. It's valued in the hundreds of billions of dollars, and it's continued to thrive. Within this space, South Korea has become a major player. According to South Korea's Ministry of Food and Drug Safety, Korean exports were 5.5 billion USD in the first half of this year. And China is South Korea's largest beauty export market at 2.49 billion USD in 2024. And the United States is second with 1.9 billion in export sales last year. So I think that several forces are driving this growth. The influence of K-pop and K-dramas are perhaps the most visible. But beauty influencers on platforms like TikTok and Instagram have been equally powerful in spreading K-beauty trends to global audiences. Korean brands will have K-pop brand representatives or ambassadors to be the face of their brand, or use strategic marketing through beauty influencers to kickstart awareness of a product or an ongoing trend. In the earlier years of K-beauty's expansion into global markets, I would say innovation was key. Products often included somewhat unusual or hard to find ingredients. For example, Korean sunscreens gained attention for offering added skin benefits and superior protection compared to Western sunscreens. And many consumers also felt that these K-beauty formulas were better suited for sensitive skin. So Korean products are typically more affordable than in the West as well. And they also have eye-catching packaging that is playful and cute, that is kind of distinctly Korean now. So this combination often sparks the consumer's first purchase. And beyond the products themselves, the demand for K-beauty is tied to the global popularity of Korean culture as a whole. As people watch K-dramas or listen to K-pop, they gain a window into Korean lifestyles. What are Koreans wearing? What are they putting on their faces? What's their makeup looks? What's their lifestyles like? And so the curiosity keeps the discussion about Korean beauty trends alive and ensures that K-beauty remains a visible part of the larger Korean wave.
Right, for sure, the curiosity. And speaking about curiosity, Chloe, what are some of the intriguing, if you will, services, products, or experiences offered by K-beauty that are not that common perhaps over in France?
Yeah, so there I'm going to use my experience and obviously the one of the French people who visited me. So this is, I mean, not everyone obviously, but I would say one of the first thing that has been the most intriguing for most of my friends is skin analysis. So it's a machine, you'll put your face on it, there's a camera in front of you, and it's kind of going through different layers to kind of see where your skin is dry or where you have wrinkles, if you have like acne scars or anything. And in the end, either with a human, like a specialist, or by itself with AI, it would give you a detailed map of your face saying, this is where you have the most wrinkles, this is where you have the most dryness, this is where you should put this kind of cream. And obviously, yeah, going with the whole list of things that you should definitely put on your face. That's something that's a bit surprising, and in the same time quite interesting to be, because in France, like most of the other countries, I think you will say either I have a dry skin or I've got a very oily skin, or but here I would say, oh, I've got a very dry nose, but I've got a very oily, I don't know, cheeks or something. So that's, you know, pinpointing, and then obviously you have to buy all the creams that go with that. So
very specific.
Very specific to each point of your face. So that's one of the main, I would say, surprise for my friends. The other thing is, and I will join Haemin on the playfulness, is the pop-ups that are happening with the big brands. It's always interesting to see how they gamify their products. So you'll come and you'll play a few games that are broadly related to the product, and in the end you'll want some testers. And I mean, actually, obviously in France you can also try some products and you get some like samples. But the fact that you make it like playful, and they're quite generous in the amount of products that they're giving, so you can really try them. I feel like it's a good example also of all the K-beauty is kind of showing for itself. I mean, like, we're sure for products, you can just try them and then you'll come back and buy them again. So for my friends, when they came, it was a bit of a surprise of just coming out with all the samples and being, I don't have to buy anything, I just take the free things. Okay, nice, thank you.
Right, for sure.
And then I would say another one would be the products that are a bit surprising sometimes. So for example, in the recent year, there was the micro needling trend. So some microscopic needles that are into your cream, and they'll just, when you put them on your face, it will rub your face in kind of a very, very micro peeling effect, and it helps get all the products further inside the skin, so boosting the efficiency of the products to get into your skin. So that's also something that's quite interesting in the type of products that would be used.
Did you try that,
I
Chloe?
tried that.
Was it painful? Or was
I did find it a bit disturbing, because then if you just even slightly touch your cheek for a few, let's say 1 hour maybe, you'll still feel like kind of not painful, but just a bit of a surprising feeling.
Okay.
So, but I heard it's really good and working really well. I've not gone too far with it because I was a bit too surprised every time.
Right, the first try. Yes, right. Haemin, I wonder, do you believe that Korean beauty standards perhaps are reshaping the global beauty standards? I ask this because we speak about how beauty depends on a number of factors, including culture, region, etc. But do you suppose the K-beauty standards, to a certain extent, is perhaps reshaping that of the world?
There have certainly been shifts in the global beauty landscape that mirror what Koreans have long considered beautiful. But are these Korean standards alone responsible for driving those global changes? It seems more like correlation rather than direct causation. For example, after the COVID pandemic, we saw the popularity of the clean girl aesthetic, which promotes less makeup is more makeup. This trend meshed seamlessly with Korea's long-standing beauty values of natural features and maintaining healthy skin. With TikTok creators promoting K-beauty products and techniques, the global trend following the pandemic, as well as the Korean beauty standards, worked hand in hand, almost like the perfect storm, to shift the global beauty landscape. Still, Korean beauty standards are constantly being shared on the internet. For example, Koreans pay close attention to not only the facial wrinkles, but also, signs of aging in the neck or your wrists or other areas of your body, and body care, scalp treatment, hair care, treatments that Koreans use often are all being recognized through the power of social media.
Right. Chloe, along with K-beauty products then, K-beauty procedures, we know, are attracting quite a number of foreign visitors to South Korea. What more can you add?
Yeah, I would say it's a form of medical tourism. Obviously, the most latest, I was going to say, let's say the more famous latest example was Kim Kardashian, when she came recently and she did share a few photos of her into a clinic, prompting people to have a look at what procedures she was doing and trying to book into the clinic as well. So people will fly to Korea to get some dermatological procedures that you can either only find in South Korea or that are cheaper in South Korea. For example, I saw a beauty influencer recently, and she was explaining that She came from, I'm not sure, I think it was the US, but she said, taking in account for the total budget, the plane tickets, 3 or 4 nights at the hotel, plus the procedures, because she took like a full list of procedures, she said it's still less expensive than doing it in the US, where she would not have taken any plane or any hotel. So that's the two big aspects, obviously, of why people are coming. There is real interest from the tourists. Recently met at one of the beauty fair, a company, and what they are doing is their app is a platform to help foreign people to find a list of clinics that would cater to their needs. So they will be talking in English, obviously, or in French or any language with the tourist, being like, what do you need? What are you searching for? So it can come from hair scalp treatment to going to the hairdresser to micro-needling or peeling operation, anything this range. And they're not the only one. When you're searching for that, there are quite a few apps that are actually bridging the gap between the clinics and the tourist, especially because there might be a problem of language barrier, especially in this kind of place where you want to be sure of what kind of treatment you're going to get, and to be sure there's no misunderstanding when you're getting Botox or anything, where you're supposed to get them. So they're all kind of making sure that the tourists are getting what they want, and that shows that there is a real want. And it's nothing new. I mean, a few years ago, it used to be mostly about a surgical procedures. So people will come to South Korea, Seoul being the capital of surgical procedures, to get, I don't know, the eye surgery or rhinoplasty. But now they are saying that there is a shift more to non-invasive procedures. So the micropeeling, for example, or any kind of procedures like that. Last year, Korea recorded its highest number of foreign medical tourists. So 1.17 million visitors, according to Minister of Health and Welfare. From all of them, 56.6% were there for dermatology treatment, so the non-invasive procedures, and 11.4% of them were coming for plastic surgery, and the rest, or people were coming for other medical operation or medical visits here in Korea.
Right, because of the affordability and accessibility then, as you mentioned earlier. Haemin, a while back, we also covered the stockpiling of K-beauty products by consumers over in the US amid fears over Mr. Trump's tariffs. This was also covered, I believe, by American broadcaster CBS as well. Have Mr. Trump's tariffs affected the sale of K-beauty products in the US?
It's been about a month since the U.S. Imposed the 15% tariffs on South Korean imports. And some reports have noted a decline in South Korean exports. But on a macro level, it's still too early to draw definitive conclusions. Immediately after the tariff announcement back in April this year, there was a noticeable spike in demand, such as panic buying, as consumers stockpiled a month's or even a year's worth of Korean beauty products. So in the short term, consumers may experience more expensive and fewer product options, and maybe even a longer delivery time. However, whether tariffs will affect prices in the long run is harder to predict. Larger players in the beauty industry may be able to adapt, but more niche brands, smaller brands, will likely struggle. Some of the largest and well-known industry players, such as Amore Pacific and CJ's Arirang, have already responded or are planning to respond to the tariffs with implementing promotional campaigns, new product launches, and having global sales. Despite these new hurdles, it seems America's appetite for Korean beauty remains strong. Arirang, South Korea's leading beauty retailer, they plan to open its first U.S. store in LA, Los Angeles, sometime next year. While the tariffs are definitely a burden, will they truly undermine K-beauty's popularity or appeal? And though the U.S. will continue to be an important market, I think brands are also looking outward and onward to different markets, such as Europe, the Middle East, and South America, diversifying markets and diversifying markets so that the K-beauty wave keeps rolling, keeps going on. Overall, the tariff issue will continue to keep everyone on their toes. and Korean beauty brands, international e-commerce platforms, and the Korean government are closely surveying the situation, and I believe they're ready to adjust as many policies, even though they may change. Hopefully, by the end of this year, there will be more macro stats to show the palpable effects of the tariffs.
Fingers crossed for that, for sure, Haemin. Chloe, when talking about the Korean wave, we often ask pundits about its global presence, whether it's going to be a lasting phenomenon or a fleeting trend. What is your outlook with regard to K-beauty?
Well, for K-beauty, I would say it's here to last. I know that most of the time when we speak about the Hallyu, so the Korean wave, we are always asking ourselves, are they going to be able to innovate enough and to renew themselves enough to still interest people? And I would say we can see that Korean beauty is able to be a very innovative industry. So there is a few things. There's an alliance of good products, good ingredients, and also we were saying like it's fun, like a very bubbly image. So you have, for example, recently had mask sheets that are making bubbles actually to like foam to show that they're really working. They've been like, for some ingredients, they've been making it so that you have a little capsule of the ingredient. I know that, for example, vitamin C, they are saying that it's actually degrade very quickly when with oxidation. So what they're now making is you'll have a kind of a gel texture, and inside you have a very small yellow capsule, and when you put it on your hand or on your face actually, and then you break it, then you get all the vitamin C. So again, playful but also very useful is the best way to actually, apparently the best way to have the vitamin C stored. You also see collaboration with brands like, I don't know, recently they've been doing it with Pokemon or with the Looney Tunes. So even if it's your usual brand, they are changing all the time. So, I mean, obviously people are going to be buying them, and foreign like tourists are going to be buying them because they're cute, they're fun. And looking just at France, for example, France is inspired by Korea. L'Oréal, which is one of the main mother brands that's kind of Amore Pacific, they are actually implanted in South Korea since 1993. And they have a lab where they're also researching and kind of getting inspired, obviously. And for me, it's always fun to, when I'm in Olivier, seeing French brands, but with a little twist sometimes, or you can see that they are slowly catering also to the Korean market. So if the K-beauty is able to inspire, obviously it's going to last longer.
Right, and staying with this optimistic tone, Haemin, what are your thoughts with regard to the future of K-beauty, including, of course, some of the potential variables going forward then?
Right. The future of K-beauty is shaped by multiple variables, but overall looks pretty exciting. Tourism doesn't seem like it's slowing down. According to a press release from CJ Olivier, between January and May of this year, roughly 7.2 million people visited Korea, and over 80% of them purchased products at Olivier alone. And with Chinese citizens being granted visa-free entry to Korea later this month, this number will likely increase all the more. Globalization is another key variable. Korean brands are increasingly tailoring their products to meet the expectations of international consumers. Perhaps we'll see more diverse color palettes and foundation shades, or different skin type treatments. On the other hand, Korean brands are also wary of the growing popularity of Chinese beauty brands called C-beauty, which are known to have less expensive production costs, making them more affordable even with the US tariffs in place. So I think Korean brands will definitely keep an eye out for that. To maintain a competitive advantage, Korean brands have to push the R&D sector and excel in technological innovation. The integration of wellness and medical beauty will probably be the next frontier for Korea. As one expert noted, the fusion of Korean innovation and K-beauty culture is becoming a strong export force. This innovation is already visible. As Chloe mentioned, the VT Cosmetics, they are basically a microneedling in a bottle. And something you once had to visit a dermatologist for, you can now do at home. And Medicube is also well known for their at-home skin treatment devices. APR Co., which is Medicube's parent company, is expanding operations to Europe after success in the US and Japan. So finally, K-culture itself will continue to influence K-beauty. Cultural storytelling drives consumers' interests and shapes consumers' needs. As K-culture evolves, K-beauty adapts, and vice versa, creating a cyclical relationship where culture and cosmetics will reinforce and bolster each other on the global stage. I guess the big question is, what can we expect next?
Right, indeed. Fingers crossed for that. Like I kept saying earlier on that. It's great to know, though. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for this edition. So on that very rosy note, we're going to end. Haemin, thank you so much for your time and your thoughts today.
Thank you.
And Chloe, thank you very much for your insights.
Thanks.
Right, that ends this edition of Press Perspective. Thank you for watching. See you same time tomorrow.